now compared to what it was, it's 180, and that's your show, and I loved it, when I heard you were doing it, I was excited, I was happy, scared, because there's things that some people might still remember, and, still scary, even if I think about it now. And so after he explained to me, and I mean, I didn't really had nothing to say, it's just, it's for he could help you, and I never read a Bible in my life, I went to church, we had sex in church, we done stupid shit in church, so I didn't care nothing.
You were raised Catholic?
Catholic. And remember, I got $5 to go to church to give to that little basket, but I took money for the basket.
God help
us some more stuff, so during that time, I asked him, where do I start, right? And he said, I remember him saying something with John and then something else. Like I said, I don't remember. And then he said, read the Psalms first. What the hell are Psalms? So I get in there, I'm bored, I don't have nothing else to do. So I read, it was 3 different ones, but the main one I remember is Psalms 23, 51, and 91.
That's it, dude.
And it hit, but I can't show you that it hit me because I'm a tough dude, like you can't see that, so I remember reading it and I said, would God really shelter me? It says that if I do accept that he'll protect me through anything. That's some bullshit, so I don't believe in God. I know I believe in something, I'm just not sure what it is at that time. And I'm 28 days in. I got like 32 days left or something like that. I just remember it was 28 days. And this guy wakes up in the middle of the night, I don't know if it's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and he's happy, he's excited, and, the first thing that goes to my head is this guy's psycho stupid, praising Jesus and all the shit that he thinks that's what it is, I don't believe in that at that time. So he wakes me up and he said, bro, we gotta pray. Well, he didn't say bro, but the way that he speaks. So we gotta pray, I believe that Jesus has something right for you right now. He says, in between 2 people, Jesus is in the center and he got goosebumps and talking about all this other shit that I'm confused. I just want to go to bed. But this guy is excited and he says, ask Jesus right now, not tomorrow, bro. You got to do it right now before it's time. Because right now he called your name and he wants you to ask for what you want. And in my head, I'm confused. I'm excited and confused. Mm-hmm. I'm happy and want to believe it, but I don't believe in nothing. Mm-hmm. So what do I ask for? I mean, and I said to myself in my head, I said, God, if you're real, get me out of here today, not tomorrow, today, But then he said, ask for it, but you got to ask for it. You really got to ask for it. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, tell him to get me out, dog. That's exactly how I said it. And he said, you got to ask for it, not me, you. And I said, all right, Jesus, if you're real, bro, get me out, homie. I didn't say, Jesus, Mr. Lord. I said, homie, get me out of this thing because you put me in there. So you figure out how to get me out. That's kind of what I felt it was. Mm-hmm. A couple hours later, before 12 o'clock, the guard comes in, says my name, and he says, roll out. I look, I'm tripping out, I'm excited, and I said, roll out for what? What kind of roll out? Roll out that I gotta get kicked out, or roll out that I'm going home? And I don't know if I asked, so he said, you're going home. And my emotions, my belief, something changed that I,
there it is, there.
That I wake this guy up, or he woke up and he's excited because he knows. He said, I told you God is real, bro. I told you God is real. And I don't know if he told me in Spanish or something. And he said, go get out there, read the Bible, man. Just, don't come back. And I said, I'm not ever coming back. I'm not ever coming back. I said, but walk with God and read the Bible and you will not come back. And I said, okay. I got out. called my baby mom at that time and then said, hey, I'm out. And she was tripping out because I thought you still got like 30-something days. I don't know, and I'm out in good behavior. I still didn't want to believe it, even though you had already felt that already. But I didn't want to believe something that I can't see. I didn't want to have that faith. And
he told you to how many?
so what is
He
it?
told you 3 days, right?
3 days. So I get out. He said, if you don't read it, you'll come back in 3 days.
My God.
See, I did the good thing. I read it for 3 days. So I read the Bible the first day, enjoyed it. Read the Bible the second day, enjoyed it. Read the Bible the third day.
So it was conditional.
Yes. So because I knew that if I do that, probably it won't come back. He said 3 days. So I'm reading it for 3 days. The fourth day I forgot because my addiction called me and said, hey, bro, like I got more stuff out here new, better than when you were in there. So I haven't gone for that long, but it felt good to know that was waiting for me. So I called my buddy and said, come on, bro, bring some stuff,
So 4 days.
after 4 days. So we got high on crack. We did some airwick, some paint, and that was good, That was my fourth day. My fifth day, probation came and checked up on me. I was ready. I had a couple of my friends in there. We had a gun in the center of the table.
Oh, so you just went all the way out.
So because I knew that, hey, I'm back.
Oh yeah.
So my buddies were excited that I was back.
Oh yeah.
We had the napkins. It was like a commercial napkin holder, and all I hear is knocking the door. Probation. I look at the gun. I look at everybody else, and I can't blame them because they don't. Some of them don't even have a record. So what do? I open up the thing. I stick the gun in there. Close my napkins. Hopefully the probation never finds this. But that's what I did. I was scared, and they come check me. I'm dirty. Throw my ass back in jail.
What did he tell you?
And I showed up with a different cellie. And he says, I asked the cops, can I go back with that guy? So like, oh, not right now, but we'll try to put you back in there. And he looks at me, he's just moving his head like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? But I want to tell him what I did. Like, I'm excited. Like, call out again, dog. Get me out of here, And they gave me 28 days or 30 days, right? I'm in my 5th, 6th day. The room opens up, so now I could move with him because that cellie left, so I could move with him. So I moved with him.
Still in there, eh?
He was still there.
He's still in there kicking.
Yeah, he was still there, and it was for a crime that he did in the past. Okay, so I did ask him for that, and he said, yeah, I shot somebody because I was jealous, and they finally caught me at 50-something, and I'm doing
Ton of his time in jail.
but he was okay. He was happy because he was serving God, So when I got there, he said, you forgot the Bible in 3 days. I said, no, man, I read it for 3 days and I forgot the 4th day. And I'm here 3 days later, right? Oh shit. So I'm tripping out like it is 3 days later I came back. I said, why? Is there like some type of remedy? Do I have to follow something? Like, tell me how to do it, man. And he said, you walk with God, obey God, and do good. And I said, that's it? I said, but I am doing good. I did good for 3 days. I said, walk with God, obey God, and do good. And, I said, God is going to get you out of here, man. And I said, yeah, sure. What am I facing now? Like, I'm not facing anything because a couple days later I got out. Like, I didn't even do 30 days. I left, and when I got home, I had a different view of life. I told my baby mama, I said, I think I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. And she said, do what? I don't want to be a gang member. I don't want to do drugs. I don't want to do nothing. I want to change my life. I want to go follow God, and I hate that I get stopped every single time. My probation officer comes and checks me, and I'm scared every time. I don't want to go back to jail. So she agreed. It was good, and I went and found a regular job, it's just construction, and got paid minimum wage or less than minimum wage. I went to rehab, got into the program. I didn't know why I was there. I didn't know what I was really doing in the program. I just know that I couldn't drink or use, go to meetings, and that was it, and that was my new chapter of my life. Me and the mother, my kids broke up, which was good. It was a good thing. I still kept going to meetings.
NA or AA?
Both.
AA.
Both. I went to both. Yeah, but I got used to more AA because that's where my sponsor was at, and his name was Craig Salcido, and great sponsor, great mentor, and he passed away in 2007, and it hurt me because I was a father figure.
Yeah.
That was my real father figure at that time. I'm not saying that my father wasn't a good provider and everything else, just this guy.
But this guy was the father figure, and there's two
bigger for that stuff that I needed, to change. And I started doing what he asked me to do, again, back in the days, they tell you to do something, you do it, it wasn't like if you wanted to. They say, Juan, go clean the tables. I go clean them. They say, put the plug in the jug. I didn't know what the hell that was, go to meetings. If you don't want to go to meetings, what the hell is that stuff? Old people stuff, but what they meant is, get hooked into the program, come to meetings when you don't want to come to a meeting, call your sponsor when you don't want to come to the sponsor. And the greatest thing about my sponsor was, he was fearful of God, and he always talked to me about God, and he found a church my first time, him and a couple of the friends, and it was weird. It was white people. So I get in there and I see all these young people laughing, dancing weird because I don't dance like that because I'm a gangster, we dance like this, that's the other way, and that's what really I thought, and I went in there, but they were so happy. They were happy I was there, they were clapping, praying God, and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, whatever, but I didn't want to show that. And I remember what Francisco said, you walk with God, and so pretty much love God, walk with God, fear God, and, do good. And so I said to myself, well, let me try to praise him. But I wasn't doing that. I wasn't feeling it, but down inside I was, I didn't feel that church was for me. I went to different churches until I found my church. I think that's where I met you or something like that. You were preaching.
KSM.
What is that?
It's St. James.
Oh yeah, St. James. And I felt the soul. I heard the spirit. I felt what I wanted to. Was I always that close? I don't think so. I think this couple years started growing. But I didn't drink, didn't use, didn't hang around with the friends I used to hang around with. I helped others. And I went to, it's called H&I Hospitals Institution for AA. I went to take the word of Alcoholics Anonymous in the hospitals and jails. So I grew up with a lot of the old timers that were the right for me, because I grew up with older people when I started doing drugs. So I hung around with pure older guys, and when I came in here, I did the same. I wanted something that they had. I just didn't know what it was. But
so when you started going to, we would call it more of a gospel type church. Yeah. That's where I met you.
Yeah.
That's where you felt the Spirit of God. Is that where you feel like most of the change came?
I think with different pastors, different preachers, yeah, but not every pastor and every preacher, So if I'm realistic, yeah, not always, but what I loved is that some preachers or pastors were telling it like it is, for at least for me, because I need to know, right? Don't sugarcoat it to me because I've been there. I lived that life, and
so you wanted the truth.
So I wanted all straight. Yeah, I wanted you to tell me, hey, if I cuss, you're not going to go to hell and you're going to burn. I wanted to say, hey, man, just slow down your cussing. Like,
Well, you've done really well today.
Oh, thank you. So, but, I think that's why I wanted people that were realistic, real, and we met through the time. We still speak to this time, and it was amazing. My I won't say career, my life now compared to what it was, it's 180. And that's your show, and I loved it, when I heard you were doing it, I was excited, I was happy, scared, because there's things that some people might still remember, and, still scary, even if I think about it now, but I love God, I walk with God.
Glory.
You know, can anything happen? Sure, you know, but
Anything like what? Now you're with Christ,
anything.
but you've accepted Christ into your
I
life.
have. I have.
And you're married.
I'm married now. You know, my kids are older. They're going to college.
Wow.
Work. My
You have 2 kids.
I got 2 kids. Yeah. My wife. She's cool. She's funny. She's mean sometimes. She takes some of my freedom away. No, just kidding. Not all that, but you know, she's great.
Yeah.
You know, she's great for me.
Like
I have a business now. You know, I own a few little things like tattoo businesses. You know, I sold all that. Now I own a construction business. I'm going to school to become a building inspector.
and you're not Al Capone.
And I'm not Al Capone. You know.
Yeah.
So when I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, I was sharing one day, and I said, "This is what I get for coming to AA. You know, AA kind of screwed up my way of thinking. You know, and now I don't want to be there. Now I don't want to even go and touch bases out there. But I love when I get to talk to somebody else that is in my shoes, and if I can help them change.
Young people.
Old people, anybody. You know, it just first I was dedicating my time to young people, but I felt like, you know, if anybody needs it, I got to do it, you know.
And you really have gone 180 because you really do love God. I mean, I know that it's been, I know you're still growing and you're still growing in your faith and you're still growing, but you love the Word, you love God, and probably going to reconnect to a church. You find something that you connect to, because I know during COVID things became a little weird, and I know the church that you were going to kind of fell apart too.
Yes.
You have such a tremendous story. If you could talk to somebody that is young and introduced to drugs and hurt, and then they're trying to self-medicate through drugs and through gangs, what would you tell them?
My biggest thing is, you know, go search help, get some help. There's so many options now.
That's true.
That you could go on the internet, go to AA meetings, Zoom meetings. That's, you know, if you and your parents don't have that communication like I did, you know, there's other people that care for you.
How did you stop using heroin?
I was tired. I prayed, actually.
There you go.
I was 17 and a half, and I prayed that if I wake up next day, I would never do it. And since I'm one of those old school people, I did what I said. You know, I shot heroin twice, and so normally you're supposed to OD. You know, I woke up, I was mad at God because he woke me up.
You try to commit suicide?
I tried to commit suicide. I tried it plenty of times, you know, but this one, I knew that was going to happen.
How old were you?
I was 17 and a half.
Okay.
And I woke up and I just kept my word, you know, but I went to use some other drugs, you know, because I just told God only heroin and coke. I didn't tell him I can't use crack and anything else.
Oh, there's still crack.
Yeah.
So cocaine and crack, I've learned that they're two different things.
Yeah, wait.
So then you started using crack.
Yeah, I did it for...
You ever use meth?
I did. I did crack, meth for like, I think from 17 till 18, you know. November 7th is my sobriety date. But I did it a little bit before that because I was in jail, you know. I did it probably in August was my last time of 2004. Any drugs, any alcohol, you know.
Praise God.
Yeah, but I did crack probably at 15. I just didn't really care for it, you know, because I like...
So fentanyl wasn't there then?
No, I just heard a bit.
That's a little, yeah. Like,
yeah.
So but meth was there then?
Meth was there. It was meth. So it was called crack, crank. It was crayon
that.
and crystal. And then
Crystal
meth. I don't know the rest after that. I'm not really sure. I just know crystal was coming out my last months when I stopped, you know, or it probably was there, which it wasn't that popular. It was crank. And yeah, that was the last one.
So you've been clean since 2004?
2004, yeah, November 7, 2004.
And then you were going to church by somewhere around there or after that?
A little bit after that. I think I went, but I just didn't care for it, you know, until probably 2 years after I was clean and sober. I think
And then you can receive it.
Yeah.
So AA is good. You know, but don't how do you? But faith-based programs seem to work better than regular programs.
Yes.
You still go to meetings, which is really good.
Yeah.
But you still believe your connection with Christ is what really made like you said, God delivered you from it because taking a lot. Because you actually prayed and said, God, you know, I take this out of me. Now you stopped the coke and the heroin, which was very detrimental.
Yeah.
But of course, you went from one addiction to another.
Yeah.
And then you went from for crack, crank, and meth. But then at some point, when did you stop? You stopped that because
I hit bottom. You know, I was going in and out of jail, and those were my last times. You know, felt like every time I was getting check up on.
You got Tyson. Yeah.
And sick and tired, got me sick and tired. You know, and I wanted something bigger. You know, I was sucked up. I was tripping out. I was 2:00 in the morning. You know, a lot of people say they were cleaning leaves. I was literally cleaning leaves at 2:00 in the morning. I worked, you know, it's funny and stupid, you know, but I worked across the fence. I lived behind the fence, and my job was next to that. You know, it was like probably 10 feet from there, and I couldn't get up early, you know, because I was so high in the nighttime that I sleep in the daytime. Yeah. And I was always late, and I worked in this, it was called Travel Lodge and Rodeo Inn, you know.
Yeah.
And so I worked there as a maintenance guy, but I was always late.
Were you sober by the time you met your wife?
My wife, yes.
Yeah, but you were going to church then, because I was. You by
yeah, I was already in church. And you know, you asked me about if Christ or different programs. You know, my personal feeling is that if God puts programs in your life so you get closer to, you know, because some people like me need more help than others, you know. So when he sent me to AA it's not a religion program, it's a spiritual program, but I fell from there. I met the right people that took me where I needed to be at, you know. And
they can talk about higher power, and your higher power was Christ.
Yeah.
Because you do choose a higher power in this program.
Yeah, and you can choose whatever you want. Yeah, and that's the greatest part of it, you know. And little by little, whatever your choice is, it's your choice, you know. But I know what I chose, and I'm happy with it. You know, I'm grateful because I have seen the miracles that has happened through my early life till now, you know. And I'm talking about from shootings, drugs, you know, I mean, sex, things like prostitution, sex, stuff that could have happened to me. You know, AIDS, anything, you know, and because of that, I'm good, you know, because of that, I'm still alive, you know, and I'm grateful for that, you know, I'm grateful. And you know, you said the message for the people, I don't know, how would I put it, but I think my biggest part is, if you're struggling with it, find help. If your people do not want to help you, go find other people that want to help you, you know. If you're stuck in, from drugs, gangs, you know, find God, you know, go to a church and just sit there, even if you don't want to be in that church, because I've been there and don't want to be there, but it might be the best thing for you at that time, you know, and just believe in something greater than you. And, you know, for me, if it's Jesus, you know, and I know that if I believe and trust in God and walk with God, even the days I don't want to, you know, just hold on to the last piece of it, you know, the last thread of it, and the day will conclude to a good thing, you know. I always tell people that, what is it called, the sound prayers, the footstep prayers, you know, when we're going through our hardest time, you know, and we blame God and we're mad at God because, you know, look what I just went through today. I just lost my job. I just did this, you know, I lost somebody, you know. I feel that in that time, God is carrying you through the hardest path of your life. He won't leave you. You know, he'll carry you through that path. When you see one set of footsteps, it's him. It's not you, you know, because you couldn't do it. But if you believe in God, believe it or not, you know, he'll carry you through, put you in the next position. Next thing you know, he'll get you a job. You know, he'll get you something else. He'll get you delivered from the things that you need to. But you got to have that. You have to have that faith, you know. And sometimes it's hard, you know, the person that I was to the person I am now, there's still a little bit that comes out sometimes when I get mad, you know, but what I do, I stop, God helped me, you know, and I try to take the steering wheel because I want to drive.
That's right.
Sometimes I want to take
That's right.
control, and I know that what my control got me to. So I said, God, it's your turn. Take me where you need to take.
That's right.
This thing. It's funny because my sponsor gave me this years ago. He passed. And he says, "Dear God, take me where you want me to go. Help me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say, and keep me out of your way." And I never seen it that way.
And that's you have that, and that's your tattoo.
Yeah, because I can't memorize. Because
Wow.
and I asked, it's funny because I asked God one day. I said, God, why in the hell can I not memorize this prayer? Because He wants me to keep remembering where I come from. What I supposed to do. And I feel that's the reason why. Because if not, I would already had it memorized. Probably it was memorized and just let go.
You have a lot of different tattoos.
I do. Some of them are free, so I just got them done. So
They look painful.
yeah, some of them. But yeah, I regret a lot of them. But
Do you?
I do.
So, I'm really proud of you,
Thank you.
and I'm really proud of you for graduating from 6th grade. I'm really proud of you from when you graduated from 8th grade, and I'm really proud of you because,
Wait, I did graduate from high school.
and I'm really proud of you because you did you?
I did. I went back and got my high school diploma in 2005.
Come on.
Yeah, I went back and I went to college.
Yes, you did. You see?
Yeah, I graduated from a few building inspector. I graduated from
Because you have your own business.
yeah.
You're a apprentice.
I graduated from drug and alcohol counseling for Car Institute.
See?
I graduated from plumbing and electric and finishing.
Come on.
So and that is good.
I mean, isn't he? Won't he do it?
Oh yeah.
So God, see, look at you.
Yeah.
That's you talking about 180. So if you could go back now, let's see, I can tell it brings because you're proud. When you think about all the accomplishments that you've made, and God brought you, if you could go back and talk to that boy graduating 8th grade, what would you say to him?
That just keep going. Keep going. Don't let nothing stop me. There's something bigger out there for me. That I could accomplish and I will become. If I stay in the right path.
Do you regret anything?
I do. I regret. So my first one will be drugs. And drugs obviously come with everything else. I regret not being there for my kids as much.
When you were 17, right?
Yeah, 17, 18.
But now you have a relationship with them.
I do. Yeah. So I think those are like the biggest things, because everything else comes with the gangs, drugs,
Right.
fightings.
But you're well accomplished and you have a wife.
Yeah.
So, and a beautiful wife.
Beautiful wife. Yeah. So it's good,
And you're doing good. And your mom?
My mom is doing good. She's happy when she sees me now. I just to show up to her doorstep and bleeding. Tell her. Yeah, I used to tell her that I was gonna die by 19. That was my last times. Because I don't know if I was gonna live or die. And felt like I put her through a lot. I wish I could say things that I don't know if it'll be appropriate for her.
Okay.
That hurts me.
Did you are you in touch with your siblings?
I am.
Is your brother still in Oakland?
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in Merced.
But you're close to him
Yeah.
still.
Oh yeah, to everybody.
And your dad?
I still talk to him. I still talk to him. Still have that feeling. I have a little bit of feeling, but
But you love.
but I forgive myself and forgave him.
I like that you said that you forgive yourself.
Yeah. First, I can't forgive him if I don't forgive myself.
That's beautiful. That's
So
huge.
Yeah. So I did that in order to be able to talk to him right. Because if not, I would have talked to him with hatred. Or I would never talk to him again. you know, and I knew that, you know, he had his faults, you know, but it's different generations, you know, and I do understand that. I'm not saying that some of it's not his fault, you know, but different generations, you know, we don't come to this world and have kids and they give you the manual and say that right, here you go, bro, read this. If I'm doing this wrong, you do this. It doesn't work that way. Now it just, you know, and when he was in jail, he was saying that he accepted Jesus, you know, and felt weird, you know. I was talking to him about that, and it felt weird. Even talking about it feels weird, you know, because it feels like unbelievable. Like, that guy, you know, like,
Well, then think and look at you.
well, yeah.
But I mean,
It's just,
the same.
no, it's just because he was so different to his religion that, you know, to bring it to this part, we used to talk about Christ, and the letters that I have.
Oh, he was a Catholic growing up.
Yeah, the letters that I have, I still have them, and it says, you know, Jesus will protect you, and, you know, and that was impacting because it's like, damn, I'm glad that he did accept Jesus in his life, you know.
Blessing.
And it was good, you know. Like I said, to this day we still talk. My mom, I made amends to her on a Mother's Day. I worked at Red Lobster for a while, and I always worked on Mother's Day. And I don't remember what it was before the pandemic, you know. And I was going into, oh sorry, it was Father's Day. I was going into Red Lobster, and I think she asked something from me. I don't remember, you know. And it was the best feeling from mom to son, you know, because I went in there and she said, "Hey, Mio, I just want to tell you Happy Father's Day," you know, and we hugged, and we don't really hug as much, you know. I don't know if it's all the Mexican folks, you know, but we don't hug as much, you know. So I hugged her, and I just felt like I couldn't let it go, you know, and it felt like she was hugging me so tight that I wanted to push her away because I was feeling the feelings I never felt before, you know. And she was telling me every kind of like doing an amends, you know, I'm sorry for what you had to see between me and your dad. It was painful, but relief, you know. And I also, I mean, my wife was there, you know, and I was just breaking down, you know, and I felt stupid because, you know, that was my girlfriend at the time, when my fiance was my wife, you know, and I couldn't start bawling, cried, you know, and I just told my mom, I'm sorry, you know, I'm sorry for everything I put you through, you know, and I know you did your best you could, you know. Now that I'm older, I understand that, but she was mentioning everything from the start, the graduations, everything, you know. So it hurt, you know, it hurt. It was like relief, you know, and
Healing hurts.
healing. Yeah, there you go.
People don't realize that there's healing, and it feels good on the other side, but you have to go through the canal of pain for that healing to take place. You have to acknowledge this happened, and for her to acknowledge all of that and to bring you through to that. You know, I to say to you in so many words, I was broken, and when I was broken, I made broken decisions, and it broke you.
So,
and then to apologize, and you to be able to forgive, and to say, and because of that, I was broken, and I broke you too. And brokenness, now is now healing.
Yeah, and I think that's what I needed to
Yes.
to reconnect
Yes.
with her, because we had that connection. It wasn't just a regular connection. You know, my mom never. I mean, I'm pretty sure she did, right? Told us she loves us, but it was the other way around. You know, it was like, don't be stupid. You know, and quit doing this so that you don't get in trouble. It meant I love you. You know, that's really what it meant back in the days, you know. And she did it multiple times. So she did told us she loved us in that type of way. But I wanted the nicer way.
You needed her to do exactly what she did.
And what happened that at that time, you know, it just brought back all those memories, all that anger, all that emotion, all that fear, And after we were done, I cleaned up. I went to work. I came home. I talked to my wife. And she was like, "You're crying, huh? A lot, like a little baby, huh?" In a good way, right? Because we joke around, and I said, "Yeah, whatever." I wasn't crying. I was just, putting up a show. So I'm like, "How'd you feel?" And I said, "Good." And I started crying again. And I explained to my wife how good it felt to feel that I could change more than where I'm at. So I told her, I know she always loved us. I know she always had everything that she could for
Good intentions.
Yeah, it's just, it's hard and it's different. It's different adapting to being a Mexican generation and coming to the U.S. and seeing some of this changes. And it was hard, because I'm experiencing those changes now, because I'm a little old school, that sometimes I say stuff I shouldn't say now, and but that connection there broke whenever just like how you said it, it broke that broken part that it made me open up for a different healing and a different change, and from that time, I tell my mom once in a while, not all the times, I love you, right? And I try to walk away, and my wife always reminds me, she says, you don't have two moms, your mom you only have her once, and it makes me sad because so many people that I know from AA lost their mothers, and I want to say it's just so hard to say that, but I do tell her, "Hey, Mom, like Mother's Day, I love you, Mom," or any other day, and that's a step for me, because she always tells me, "Emil, don't ever forget that we love you guys, or that I love you guys. I love all of you guys." And I put, "Okay, Mom, me too," or sometimes when she puts it on Facebook, she does that, and I said, "Okay, Mom, me too." Like, and I know my mind is like, okay, hurry up, and so she don't come back and tell me something else because it feels so good that
It's overwhelming.
overwhelming, and I explained to my wife, I said, "I don't know what it is. It's just, it doesn't hurt. It feels so good that I overwhelm myself and I want to push back, because I haven't heard of this from this lady.
They know to take it in.
And
Cry through it, but take it in. Because then you embrace it, because like your wife did say, you get one mom, but this is one life, and life is short, baby.
oh yeah, I've seen it.
She gives you that love, even if and don't feel like I'm gonna cry. So what? That's your life.
Yeah.
That's your mama, and that's your heart. And if you feel like you need to cry every time you see her, if you like you need to cry, it'll cry until you don't cry no more. That's your mom. You do that, because I wish my mom were here.
And see, and I think that's what I wanna. I don't know if it's an excuse, but I want to use that because it's true. I see yours, sorry about your loss. So many other people that tell me that, and it's like, bro, you have your mom.
I was 29 when I lost my mother. Could you imagine?
What it fell apart.
29 years old.
It fell apart because I didn't have the right guidance.
Yeah.
I was barely getting into that guidance.
But there's a scripture, of course, because that one's one of those scriptures that you had to read in Psalms. When my mother and father forsake me, and a lot of times it could be forsaking me, walking away. It could be forsaking me, rejecting. It could be forsaking me, dying early. When my mother and father forsake me, then God will raise me up. God will take me up. And when I didn't have, God made sure that I had. And when your parents couldn't be there, he sent you teachers. He sent you mentors until your mom could come back around and be that which you needed.
That's very true.
And that's still God, and it's restoration.
Yes.
So, going 180, if you could, there's so much, but if you could label your process of going 180, anything, if you could name this podcast about Juan Flores and your going 180 process, what would you call it?
I have a hard one.
I ask hard questions.
I don't know. What I think about that one.
Well, you said help. Well, you did say that. about getting help. You did say about saying to somebody else, get the help that you need. And if you can't get it from a place where you expect it to come from, reach out and get it from a place that you don't expect it to come from, but get it.
Yeah.
So maybe it could be get help.
Can help. There's trying to think about, I want a good one, but I want it to sound good, but I guess anything, right? Like, if you don't love yourself, other people will love you before you can love yourself. So, there's other people I love you through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be one word. It could be anything. You can call it love. You can call it whatever you want. What really changed your life, and what caused you to go 180, and what keeps you going? That's it.
Yeah.
What is?
Thing is mentors, or listen to what God, listen to the mentors that God has sent you, or listen to the message that the messenger has for you,
Thanks. Through however he sends it to you.
Wherever you said
They know that it's God.
Yeah, because, it's
God
like all those mentors that I had, I didn't like them, but...
But you knew they were telling you.
But so there's a thing, I don't know if it's in the Bible, but I heard it multiple times in the meeting that says, God will send you messengers, and the messenger might not be what you want to hear, but the message that is going to deliver to the messenger is what is for you, is what you need to hear. It's what you need to hear, and I heard it multiple times that the messenger might not be what you want, but your message. Listen to the message that God has for you. There you go. Listen to the message that God has for you.
Listen to the message that God has for you. That sounds good to me.
So I'm like that.
Listen to the message that God has for you. So, well, I applaud you. I know this was hard. I know you were, but you did it. And we kept it 100 in the way that we can. And so I appreciate you having this conversation with me. But I appreciate you for being my friend and my little brother in Christ. But you're my friend, and I appreciate you for doing this with me. And I'm sure you're going to help other people, and I'm sure, you're going to reach a lot of people. And you mentor kids.
I do.
Now.
Yeah.
So you give back.
I do. I give back in AA. I give back in coaching the youth, and try to teach them not to get where I was at, because we do have a few of them there that are already pushing on that side.
And you can talk to
I bring people, that already found Christ, and we have practices, and I lie to them, we have practices, and we have a speaker,
Well, you tell them there's going to be practice, and there's not. You have a speaker.
Yeah, because it's kind of like they need to hear something before, because my job as a coach is not just to coach them through soccer and get into Division I, and my job, for me, I feel like my job as a coach is to find the guidance that other people can't find.
So you become the messenger.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I felt like crying right now because it's true. Like I love to see them not make those mistakes, and I don't want to visit them in jail. I don't want to see them do wrong, because I see how innocent they are, and it hurts me what could I had when I was a kid, and I think that's why it hurts me to see that, and I want them to have the life of as a youth,
better choices,
and
to actually
enjoy it. Enjoy being a youth, not enjoying because you have to do this. Enjoy being a youth. Play, do whatever you got to do, and when you get older, then time changes, but enjoy being a youth, because I didn't get the opportunity, because of my choices,
So, but now you're a messenger. So that's going to be it, the messenger. I like it. Love you, boy.
Love you.
For substance abuse treatment and mental health referrals, contact the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration's National Helpline at 1-800-662-57.